Welcome to English Avenue YouTube, the channel to learn English the easy way. Let's start. Greetings, everyone. Today, I invite you to embark on an extraordinary journey, one that follows the remarkable path of a young man who made the bold decision to leave behind everything familiar in pursuit of his greatest aspiration, becoming a doctor. This is not merely a story of ambition and perseverance. It is a profound exploration of resilience, sacrifice, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. It is a tale that will not only captivate your imagination, but will also serve as a powerful source of motivation, demonstrating the strength required to chase one's dreams despite the many obstacles life may present. Moreover, this narrative is designed to enrich your understanding of the English language, expanding your vocabulary while immersing you in a deeply inspiring account of determination and self-discovery. So, open your mind, absorb every moment, and allow yourself to be carried away by this incredible story. Let's begin. My name is Noah, and I am a 25-year-old medical student, currently residing in the energetic and ever-evolving metropolis of Tokyo. However, my origins trace back to Australia, the country where I spent my formative years, embraced by the warmth of my loved ones and the comforting familiarity of home. 2 years ago, I made a decision that would forever change the course of my life. I chose to dedicate myself to the field of medicine. While every profession holds its own value, there is something profoundly honorable about being a doctor. Throughout my life, I have often heard people speak of doctors as figures of immense significance, individuals who are entrusted with the sacred duty of preserving human life. Some even compare them to earthly guardians, individuals who dedicate themselves selflessly to the well-being of others. The idea that I, too, could one day possess the knowledge and skill to save a life resonated deeply within me. In that moment, I knew with absolute certainty that my path was set. My purpose was to immerse myself in the world of medicine and dedicate my existence to healing those in need. At present, I am pursuing my medical education at one of the most esteemed universities in Japan. Tokyo, a city renowned for its cutting-edge technology, dazzling neon-lit streets, and deep-rooted cultural traditions, is a place that never rests. However, for someone like me, whose life revolves around the demanding world of medical studies, the excitement of the city is not my main focus. Unlike tourists who marvel at Tokyo's endless attractions, my reality consists of long nights spent poring over medical textbooks, an unwavering dedication to mastering complex procedures, and an unrelenting pursuit of knowledge. The journey I embarked upon has been anything but easy. Each day presents new obstacles, pushing me to my limits. But with every difficulty I overcome, I find myself one step closer to achieving my dream. The moment I first set foot inside an operating room, an overwhelming surge of emotions coursed through me, leaving me both exhilarated and humbled. The sharp, sterile scent of antiseptics hung heavily in the air, mingling with the crisp chill that filled the space. Above me, the glaring intensity of the surgical lights bathed the room in an almost surreal brightness, casting stark shadows that accentuated the gravity of the situation. A solemn hush enveloped the room, a silence that spoke volumes, one of focus, precision, and the delicate balance between life and death. My gaze fell upon the patient lying motionless on the operating table, their body completely still, unconscious, and utterly vulnerable. In that moment, I felt the weight of their trust, not just in the skilled hands of the surgeons, but in the entire profession of medicine itself. It was then that I truly grasped why doctors are regarded with such immense respect. This was far more than just a career choice. It was a profound calling, an oath-bound duty that carried the ultimate responsibility, the power to preserve life or, with one misstep, to lose it. Every single day as a medical student in Tokyo follows a strict and unforgiving schedule, one that demands unwavering discipline and relentless dedication. My mornings begin before dawn, precisely at 5 a.m., while the city outside remains cloaked in darkness, and the world around me still sleeps. Back home in Australia, my family and friends are likely nestled in their beds, unaware that halfway across the globe, I am already pushing myself to rise and seize the day. In the demanding world of medical school, indulgences such as extra hours of rest or skipping a lecture simply do not exist. Each moment is precious, and there is no room for complacency. The first thing I do upon waking is splash my face with ice-cold water, a simple yet effective ritual that jolts me into alertness, shaking off the remnants of sleep. Then before I do anything else, I make my bed, not just as a chore, but as an intentional act of discipline. This seemingly small habit sets the tone for my day, instilling a sense of structure and control in a life that is otherwise dictated by the unpredictable nature of medicine. Once I have ensured that my room is neat and organized, I shift my focus to my studies. The early hours of the morning provide an unparalleled atmosphere of tranquility. Before the city fully awakens, before the hum of daily life seeps through the walls, there exists a rare silence, undisturbed and ideal for deep concentration. During this time, my mind is at its sharpest, absorbing knowledge with greater efficiency, free from the usual interruptions and distractions. My academic pursuits are primarily centered on the fundamental pillars of medicine: anatomy, which delves into the intricate framework of the human body and its structural complexities; physiology, the study of how our bodily systems function and interact in harmony; pathology, which unravels the mysteries of diseases, their causes, effects, and potential treatments; and pharmacology, an ever-expanding field that explores the nature of medicines, their mechanisms, and their life-saving applications. Each subject demands relentless focus, an insatiable curiosity, and a willingness to grasp the vast ocean of medical knowledge. Even on the rare days when my schedule grants me a brief respite, I maintain my early morning routine. However, on such occasions, I permit myself a small luxury, a moment of leisure to indulge in a personal favorite: watching a Netflix series. While medical school consumes the majority of my time and energy, I recognize the importance of balance. After all, I am not merely a student drowning in textbooks. I am also a person who appreciates entertainment, particularly stories that captivate my interest. Medical dramas such as Dr. X hold a special appeal for me, not only because they echo the world I am immersed in, but also because they provide a unique blend of suspense, learning, and relaxation. Watching these shows allows my mind to take a temporary step away from rigorous study, while still keeping me engaged in the medical world in a more dramatized and entertaining way. Beyond mental discipline, I also prioritize my physical well-being. Spending long hours seated, hunched over notes and textbooks, can take a toll on the body, leading to stiffness, sluggishness, and fatigue. To counteract this, I dedicate a portion of my morning to physical exercise. Not an intense, grueling regimen, but a series of simple yet effective movements designed to awaken my muscles and reinvigorate my body. Push-ups strengthen my upper body. Jumping jacks improve circulation and elevate my energy levels. And stretching helps maintain flexibility while reducing tension. These small but essential habits keep both my mind and body in optimal condition, allowing me to maintain endurance through the long, demanding days ahead. Once I have completed my workout, I devote a few minutes to tidying up my surroundings. Contrary to the common stereotype that young men are careless when it comes to cleanliness, I firmly believe in the power of an orderly space. A cluttered environment often leads to a cluttered mind, and in a profession that requires precision, focus, and an unwavering sense of discipline, maintaining a well-kept room is not just about aesthetics. It is about cultivating a mindset of organization and control. Keeping my living space clean and structured allows me to start each day with clarity, ensuring that my thoughts remain sharp and my daily responsibilities are approached with a sense of purpose. When I first set foot in Tokyo, I was filled with a mixture of excitement and uncertainty. Moving to a foreign country, far from everything familiar, was both thrilling and daunting. I had spent months preparing for this transition, yet nothing could have truly prepared me for the reality of being completely on my own. The first challenge I faced was finding a place to live. Given my student budget, I had to settle for a small, modestly furnished room that cost me $500 a month. At first glance, it was far from ideal. Dust had accumulated in every corner. The space felt unbearably cramped, and the walls seemed to close in on me. It lacked the warmth of a home, feeling more like a temporary shelter than a place of comfort. However, with time and effort, I transformed it into my own little sanctuary. I cleaned every inch, arranged my belongings meticulously, and added small personal touches to make it feel less like a rental and more like my space. Over time, I developed a routine of keeping it neat and organized, understanding that a well-maintained environment played a significant role in my ability to stay focused and motivated. Once my morning routine is complete, I embark on my daily journey to the university, bracing myself for another rigorous day of medical studies. My classes are nothing short of intense. Every lecture, every practical session is designed to push us beyond our limits, reinforcing the discipline and resilience required in the medical profession. Our professors are not merely educators. They are seasoned experts who have dedicated their lives to understanding the human body, diagnosing complex diseases, and mastering the art of surgery. Their wealth of knowledge is immeasurable, and their expectations are high. They challenge us, question us, and push us to think critically at all times. Occasionally, our curriculum requires us to work with cadavers, real human bodies that have been preserved for medical study. The first time I stood in front of one, I felt a strange mixture of unease and awe. It was a stark reminder of the reality of this profession. Medicine is not an abstract science. It deals with real human lives, real bodies, and real consequences. At first, I found the experience unsettling, but as I immersed myself in the learning process, I realized that this was the most effective way to understand human anatomy. No textbook, no diagram, no virtual model could compare to the tangible experience of working with an actual human body. Our professors often remind us, a great doctor is not the one who knows everything, but the one who never stops learning. This phrase resonates deeply with me, and I hold on to it as I push myself through the grueling academic demands. By the time classes come to an end, exhaustion takes hold of me completely. The mental strain of absorbing endless information, combined with the physical toll of long hours in the lab and lecture halls, leaves me utterly drained. But there is another challenge waiting for me, the one that comes every evening when I return home: hunger. Back in Australia, this was never a concern. My mother, with her endless care and warmth, always ensured that a delicious meal was waiting for me. A simple call from my room, "Mom, what's for lunch?" was all it took for a freshly prepared dish to appear on the table. Food was something I never had to think about. But here in Tokyo, there are no comforting aromas filling the kitchen, no warm plates waiting for me on the dining table. There is just me, an empty fridge, and the unavoidable task of cooking for myself. On some nights, I stare at my phone, debating whether to call my mother and ask for guidance on how to prepare even the simplest meal. The thought of hearing her voice, of reconnecting with that sense of home, is tempting. But then reality sinks in. I am an adult now, living independently in a foreign country. This is my journey, my responsibility. Instead of making the call, I sigh, roll up my sleeves, and attempt to make do with what little cooking skills I have. Some nights, my meals are no more than instant noodles or scrambled eggs, prepared out of sheer necessity rather than culinary passion. It's a humbling experience, one that makes me appreciate my mother's love and the comforts of home more than ever before. Would you like me to continue expanding the next section? Living alone in a foreign country has given me a profound sense of appreciation for the people I once took for granted. The presence of family, something I had always assumed would be constant, now feels like a distant memory, a warmth that I can only reach through the glow of a screen. If you are still fortunate enough to live with your family, cherish every second. The love they pour into your life, the small gestures of care, the meals prepared with thoughtfulness, the simple yet irreplaceable moments of togetherness, are treasures that you might not fully recognize until they are out of reach. Almost every evening, as I settle into the solitude of my small Tokyo apartment, I pick up my phone and initiate a video call to my family. The second my mother's face appears on the screen, her first question is always the same: "Are you eating well?" I smile and nod, offering the same reassuring lie each time. Yes, of course. In reality, many nights, exhaustion wins over hunger, and I settle for something quick and unsatisfying. Instant noodles, a hastily boiled egg, or a convenience store meal that hardly compares to the warm, homemade dishes I once took for granted. But I cannot bring myself to tell her the truth. I know she would worry, and the last thing I want is for my mother, thousands of miles away, to lose sleep over whether or not I am taking care of myself. Despite these struggles, I have learned to adjust, to find comfort in small routines and occasional indulgences. Some evenings, when I am too drained to even consider cooking, I step out of my apartment and make my way to a cozy little Japanese restaurant just a few blocks away from the university. The moment I push open the wooden door, the air is thick with the rich, inviting scent of simmering broth, grilled meats, and freshly steamed rice. It is a familiar comfort, a temporary escape from the challenges of student life. I take a seat at my usual spot near the counter and order my favorite meal, a steaming bowl of tonkatsu ramen, Its creamy pork-based broth perfectly balanced with delicate noodles, a marinated soft-boiled egg, and a sprinkle of finely chopped green onions. To accompany it, I always ask for a side of gyoza, crispy on the outside, tender and juicy on the inside, each bite bursting with flavor. As I wait for my meal, I glance around the restaurant and notice a woman seated alone at the next table. She appears to be in her early 30s, writing in a small travel journal. There is something intriguing about the way she seems entirely at ease in her solitude, as though she has mastered the art of being alone without feeling lonely. Curiosity gets the best of me, and I muster the courage to ask, "Are you a solo traveler?" She looks up, offering a warm smile before nodding. "Yes, I love exploring the world on my own." Her confidence and independence immediately capture my attention, and we begin to talk. Within minutes, I learn that she has visited an astonishing 85 countries, a number that seems almost unfathomable to me. The more she shares about her adventures, the more inspired I become. She speaks of breathtaking landscapes, of cultures that have expanded her understanding of the world, of moments that have left imprints on her soul. As she describes the whitewashed buildings and crystal-clear waters of Greece, her favorite destination, I cannot help but wonder, will I ever get to see the world this way? For now, my life is bound to the pursuit of medicine, to long hours of studying, to the responsibility of learning how to heal. But perhaps one day, when I have completed this journey, I too will have the opportunity to travel, to step outside the familiar, to embrace the unknown, to see life beyond the walls of a hospital or the pages of a textbook. Every single experience I have in Tokyo, whether it is something as simple as finding a new restaurant or as profound as witnessing a life-changing medical procedure, is shaping me into the person I hope to become. Medicine is not just about knowledge. It is about responsibility, about looking into the eyes of someone who is frightened and assuring them that they are in good hands. It is about holding on to hope even in the most uncertain moments, about carrying the weight of another person's trust, about making sacrifices for the greater good. The road ahead is long, filled with challenges that I have yet to face, but I know, with absolute certainty, that I am walking the right path. This is not just a phase of my life. It is the foundation of my purpose. It is the beginning of a lifelong commitment to healing, to learning, to growing, and ultimately, to making a difference.